Can the New England Patriots achieve victory across the pond in Week 7? There is a path, and we've got it for you, so stick around. You're about to be locked in to the Locked On Patriots podcast.
You are Locked On Patriots, your daily New England Patriots podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello to all of you Foxborough faithful, and thank you once again for making Locked On Patriots a daily part of your New England Patriots coverage, and hopefully your first listen each and every day. Remember, Locked On Patriots is not only a proud part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, but we are also free and available on all platforms, including YouTube. Smash that subscribe button, download and follow Locked On Patriots wherever you get your podcasts to ensure you get the latest episode as soon as it's available. I'm your host, Mike Debate. I cover your New England Patriots for Patriots Country of Athlon Sports. Reach out to me. Let me know what's on your mind on X at MDABATENFL. While you're out there showing some love to Locked On Patriots, social media style that is, please follow our account there as well at LO_Patriots. And Pats fans, today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Place your first $5 bet and you'll get started with $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. New England Patriots fans, your favorite team in Foxborough will play in London for the third time in their illustrious team history as they take on the Jacksonville Jaguars at Wembley Stadium, 9:30 a.m. kickoff on Sunday, October 20th. Got to set your alarms early for this one, folks, but it will be worth it. It's the second straight year the Patriots are playing an international game. Last season, the Pats hosted the Indianapolis Colts in Frankfurt, Germany. Yeah, that's not one we really want to talk about right now. We're on to the here and now. But Pats fans, the here and now sees the Patriots at 1-5. But so are the Jacksonville Jaguars. And a lot of you in Patriots Nation believe this may be the week that the Pats could get back on track. You believe they could be primed for a victory in Week 7. There is a path to victory for the New England Patriots this weekend. Fortunately, here today, we have the man with the plan. That's right. For the second time this week, I give you the legendary Thomas Murphy. Thank you for coming to me in friendship today, Don Murph.
Thanks for asking me back. Not a lot of people do that, folks. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Yeah, there is a path to victory. There's some cobblestones that the Patriots are going to have to overcome on that path, but thankfully I've got the keys. I got the keys.
Absolutely.
We're going to get there.
You do. You have the keys, and that's what I'm here to ask you humbly, Murph. I need a man who has powerful friends. I need $1 million in cash. I need Don Murph, those monster keys to victory that you carry in your pocket like so many nickels and dimes. And on that note, my friend, we're finally seeing some sort of life from this offense with Drake Maye under center and the New England Patriots moving the ball a little bit more downfield, taking the deep shot, allowing themselves to kind of get out of their comfort zone a little bit. But you and I both know that this offense at its heart is predicated on a strong running game. Use that running game to open up play action, take shots down the field. That's the Alex Van Pelt way. Ramondre Stevenson, starting running back, for the most part of the week, Murph, a lot of people didn't think he was going to be able to suit up in this game. Right up until Saturday, I actually did not believe there was much of a chance. However, the Patriots did not elevate a running back for this game. No Terrell Jennings, no Kevin Harris. Got to be a good sign that Ramondre Stevenson is able to go in this game. So based on that, and based on what you know from your exquisite monster keys that I believe were some of the best pregame material that you can read in Patriots media anywhere this week, folks. Please check that out. I kid you not. Murph absolutely outdid himself. What are the offensive keys to victory for the New England Patriots, Don Murph?
Well, first of all, they're going to have to get their legs under them. Get your feet under you. As Mike just said, this entire offense is predicated on play action. All right, on boot action. If you're not gonna be able to get Jacksonville to if not sell out, at least bite down really hard on the run game, then nothing else is going to work. It's really not, So that was the first key that I cut this week. It's not genius to say in any way, shape, or form. But the Jags are still they're a top 10 team, or close to it. I think they're 11 or 12 in stopping the run this year, but they're still giving up 113 yards a game. Okay, part of that is because opponents have been up on them early and chosen to run the ball, but 113 yards a game. Like I said, I didn't expect Ramondre back. I think Gibson and Hasty are two very good change of pace backs, or guys that you can slide in there and spell a number one back, and they've shown that. And I was hoping that Kevin Harris would get that call up this week, but as Mike said, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. So here we are. I think Ramondre is going to have to look fantastic on Sunday for this team to have some success over there in ye old jolly England.
Absolutely. And we're all hoping that the Patriots can have a little British magic on the field when they take the field at a historic Wembley Stadium. And the Pats have a good opportunity to do so. They're very good at Wembley Stadium, very good overseas overall, taking last year's debacle off the table, Murph. But I completely agree with you. And in your Monster Keys, you were very adamant about the Patriots controlling the tempo of this game. One of the areas in which the Patriots can attempt to control the tempo is their ability to neutralize the pass rush. And this Jacksonville Jaguars team, Murph, is not known for the pressure that they put on quarterbacks. They haven't been among the best teams in the league in doing so. As a matter of fact, they rank near the bottom when it comes to pressuring the quarterback. However, this New England Patriots offensive line has not exactly been stout when it comes to eliminating that pressure. And Vidarian Lowe, their left tackle, is out for this game. He will not suit up, which means that the Patriots could end up suiting up Trey Jacobs at left tackle to start. This is not exactly an ideal situation for a young quarterback heading into unfamiliar territory. Josh Hines-Allen is one of the better pass rushers that the Jacksonville Jaguars employ, and Trevon Walker on the other side of the ball can be disruptive if the New England Patriots are not able to seal those edges. If you're a Patriots fan, should you be concerned about Jacksonville's ability to put pressure on Drake Maye this week because of the problems on the O-line, or is Drake's ability enough to neutralize it and keep the Jacksonville Jaguars pass rush at bay?
I think they're going to be able to keep them at bay. Talking about the earlier key that I cut with getting their legs underneath them, run at these guys. Okay, get them thinking twice, and maybe just slow them down half a step on those dropbacks. I expect to see Drake in more shotgun, more pistol this week than we did last week. As you all remember, he looked a lot better in the second half of last week's game than he did in the first, and he was in shotgun more often. He was in pistol. They ran pistol a little bit, and I think we're going to see more of that this week, and that should help mitigate the Jaguars pass rush and these guys that can mildly disrupt this group and get to Drake. Also, I expect to see a lot more, not a lot more, but a little more RPO, some more designed run plays for Drake. You don't see that in the keys that you're all going to point and click to in a little bit.
Absolutely.
But I do expect to see a bit more of that. We didn't see enough of it last week. It's not Alex Van Pelt's wheelhouse, but it is something that's going to need to be gradually put into these game plans if the Patriots want to see some success and end up, with a much lower draft pick than we might think they're going to get in April.
Well, we'll see. It could be the battle for the bottom of the barrel, the New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars this weekend, folks. But you know,
a lot of people out there are thinking it would be advantageous to lose this game. I'm not one of those people.
Yeah, no, that I never believe that losing a game is beneficial in any way, shape, or form. Just my own personal opinion, folks. Everyone's entitled to theirs. But if you're able to get a win, especially on an international stage with an international audience, you take it, and you take it with both hands. And I think the New England Patriots would gladly do that. And again, coming back to your monster keys, and one that I think you brilliantly outlined was the Patriots need to get the wide receivers involved, especially in the slot. Murph, the Jags are allowing a league worst 128.3 passer rating versus slot receivers this season. In my humble opinion, And correct me if I'm wrong, I think this means a heavy dose of Demario Douglas this weekend. I think the Jags are going to have their hands full trying to contain him. Darnell Savage has been in the nickel. He spent a lot of time in the slot. I don't think that this Jaguars team is very well suited to defending against slot receivers. Earlier this week, Tony Wiggins joined me here on the Locked On crossover with Locked On Jaguars. He acknowledged that they have their difficulty there as well. If the Patriots are going to take advantage of the Jacksonville Jaguars on defense and have their offense get involved, I think Demario Douglas has to be a central part of this game plan.
I'm giddy. I'm really giddy over this. Between Pop Douglas, Kayshon Boutte, Kendrick Bourne, what they're going to have to do. What do you call it? Tampa 2, cover 2. Whatever you want monogram. That's their bread and butter. All right, run spread mesh on these guys. Run deep corner routes with the X and Z. Get them moving the Jacksonville safeties away from the middle of the field and open up the middle for the rest of the Patriots weapons, the guys that we're just talking about. And don't forget, folks, can we bust a seam? Can we bust a seam this weekend? This is the weekend to do it. All right. Claire could be very happy because this could be a big game for Hunter Henry.
Yeah, I think it will be a big game for Hunter Henry as well. And again, Drake needs to be able to lean on reliable receivers and reliable pass catchers throughout this lineup. I believe Hunter Henry is at the top of that list. I do believe Demario Douglas is going to be at the top of that list. I also now look at someone like a Kendrick Bourne who can be up there as well. Kayshon Boutte is also someone that has been very
moving
good.
Up the depth chart.
He's going to utilize these guys, and don't be surprised to see Antonio Gibson get looks at the receiving position as well, even though he's going to be a runner primarily and probably help dispel a lot of what Ramondre is not going to be able to do. I still think Antonio Gibson gets looks out of the backfield. So utilize this passing game, folks, because I think that's where the Patriots will be able to do that. And again, follow Murph's keys to victory, and you'll go to the top. But Murph, you didn't just limit your keys to victory on offense. You also laid out some very intricate details on defense as to how this New England Patriots unit can bounce back and become a formidable unit once again. We're going to talk defensive keys to victory when this episode of the Locked On Patriots podcast continues, a proud part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Locked On listeners, for most of us that like collecting cards, the idea of spending $2,000 or more on a Luka, an Ellie, or a Mahomes rookie card just isn't in the cards. I mean, I love collecting, but that's some serious money to drop. Thanks to slab packs from arenaclub.com, now it's possible to score gem mints for a fraction of their retail price. Every card that I just listed was hit from last week's Arena Club slab pack drop. Arena Club is the only repack that provides real value, a complete view of all possible cards, and clear hit rates for each one. The Arena Club grading process is accurate, fast, and transparent, with full grade rationale provided and an explanation of how your card was scored. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, or displaying, Arena Club is the card collecting platform you have to check out. Right now, you can get 10% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/LockedOnNFL. And don't forget to use the code LockedOnNFL. That's arenaclub.com/LockedOnNFL. Code LockedOnNFL for 10% off your first purchase. Listen up, Locked On listeners. When it comes to daily fantasy sports, Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. And what I love most about Prize Picks is that it puts its members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. And when you sign up today, you get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use the code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup when downloading the app today and using the code LOCKEDONNFL. Prize Picks. Run your game. Pats fans, thank you once again for joining us here today on this pregame Pats Jaguars Monster Keys to Victory episode of Locked On Patriots. And we hope you're making us your first listen today, heading into kickoff at 9:30 a.m. from Wembley Stadium in London in the UK. Your New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars duking it out in a Week 7 matchup. And joining me here today to lend his monster keys to victory for your New England Patriots is my good friend, the legend himself, the Count of Murphy Fisto, Thomas Murphy. And Murph, I think you've outlined an impeccable game plan for the New England Patriots to move forward on offense, to take the seedlings, the building blocks of offensive growth that we saw against the Houston Texans last week, put it into action, and really be able to make things happen against this Jaguars defense. But the Patriots are going to be successful. They're going to have to shut down Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, a talented group of receivers. When they play up to potential, that's defense is usually their strength. But the last couple of weeks, we've seen cracks in the foundation when it comes to this defense. Pulling upon your monster keys, Murph, again, like so many nickels and dimes, we need them. We need them to know what's going to go on the field on Sunday. How does this defense get back on track against the Jaguars offense on Sunday?
Yeah, the Jags run a ton of mesh themselves, and Lawrence likes to throw to the outside. He's one of them. I've got great hair quarterbacks, okay, and they all love to throw to the outside. But what the Pats need to do is get some pressure up the middle, allow the defensive ends to crash and contain him, and force him to throw over the middle of the field into coverage. And hopefully the Patriots are going to be able to turn him over in that way, because the Pats are going to need an extra possession or two on Sunday morning.
Absolutely. When you look at battles, because we know that these games not only come down to game planning, not only come down to strategy, but one-on-one battles. One-on-one battle that I'm really looking forward to this weekend is seeing if Keion White can finally break out and get after the quarterback. We know he can pressure it, but we need to see it, and we need to actually see him get home. And he might be primed to do so against second-year right tackle Anton Harrison. Now, a couple of years ago, Harrison was popping up on a lot of our mock drafts that we saw come into Locked On Patriots. You and I scouted him pretty heavily as well, looking at him as a potential Patriots target. Ends up going to Jacksonville. He's struggled so far throughout his NFL career. And this season, he's already allowed 15 pressures and 2 sacks. That, according to our good friend Evan Lazar at Patriots.com. Tip of the cap, Evan. Thank you for pulling that stat. Very helpful for the purposes for our conversation today. But the Jags have a very strong interior offensive line. The Patriots, I don't think, are going to get much from that line. You got Mitch Morse, Brandon Scherf. Those guys are very good when it comes to pass blocking and even especially run. So if the Patriots are going to get any traction, Keion, I think, is going to have to get home from the outside. Where in your monster keys do you see the Patriots being able to take advantage of this Jags offensive line in that fashion?
Oh, that's a good question. It's not going to just come from him. We're going to have to blitz off the sides. Daniel Quale is really going to have to do his part. Jeremiah Farms and Devin Godchow are going to have to push back and get pressure up the middle, like I just said, and get Junior off of his spot. These are the little things, folks, the little things. And one final, they can't allow this Jaguars offensive line to push them back behind the play and allow him to step up into the pocket and fire downfield and get to those weapons on the outside that he likes. Keep him inside the hash marks. You're good, but the boys are going to have to get home. It's going to have to be more than pressure this week. They're going to need to get Jacksonville to play from behind the chains.
Very good point. Very, very good point. And if the Patriots are able to do that and get that pressure up front, it's going to take so much pressure off a secondary right now, Murph, that is definitely feeling it. And Jonathan Jones continues to remain on the injury report. He's listed as questionable for this game. A lot of us expect him to get the nod and go in this game, but he's been on the injury report all week with a shoulder. Kyle Duggar was removed from the injury report this week, but he's still not 100%. A lot of pressure right now on Christian Gonzalez and Marte Mapu, who are trying to take the step forward and be the healthy guys in that secondary that can make things happen. As I said earlier in the week, and again, speaking with Tony Wiggins on the crossover show, this is a talented group of pass catchers that Trevor Lawrence does have
Yep.
to choose from. Christian Kirk, Brian Thomas Jr.
Yep.
playing at an all-pro type level, Gabe Davis, Brenton Strange at the tight end position.
Yep.
Evan Ingram is still someone who can make things
All
happen.
guys that aren't spectacular but do their job.
Exactly.
The guys
Absolutely.
that do their job, guys that catch the ball and squeeze it when you throw it at them, Mr. Polk. Had to get a little shot in there. But no, that's what they have to do. But like I said, they're going to have to man up and do this. Allow themselves that extra rusher that they can bring in from God, man, I would even love to see a corner blitz on Sunday morning. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? But no, running man allows them to do this. But what DeMarcus Covington is going to have to do is disguise his man coverages, so they're not really sure what's happening. So Lawrence is looking over and he's thinking, "Yep, they're going to be in zone right here. So, this is what I'm going to do," and then surprise them with a pick, or, like I said, that corner blitz, or, Marty Mapo coming in there and just laying lumber. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? And at that point, of course, Patriots are going to have to scheme, like you said. DeMarcus Covington's going to have to come up with a plan to contain Davis, to contain Brian Thomas Jr. Those are your two guys. And then Kirk, obviously, in the slot. That may be Marcus Jones who ends up getting that responsibility. So, folks, it's going to be difficult for the New England Patriots to keep pace with this Jaguars offense. But if they can do it and marginally disrupt and keep them off balance up front, the way Murph is outlined in his monster keys, got to like the Patriots' chances in this. And speaking of their chances, Murph, we're going to talk about the Patriots' chances in just a moment, because on Thursday, on Crossover Thursday, yours truly predicted that the Patriots would not be able to overcome the Jags in this game. Of course, I was thinking no Ramondre Stevenson.
Right.
I'm not going to back off on my stance. I'm going to stand by it, and I will take my lumps. I hope I am wrong, but Murph is going to outline what he believes is going to happen in this game. We're going to talk about that and more when this episode of the Locked On Patriots podcast continues, a proud part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Hey, NFL fans, you can start the season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed, when you place your first $5 bet. So if you're feeling pretty good about the chances of your favorite New England sports team, you can test your intuition and make the most of it with FanDuel.com. That's FanDuel.com. Patriots fans, thank you once again for joining us here today on Locked On Patriots, spending part of your pregame coverage with Locked On Patriots as your Pats get ready to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars at Wembley Stadium in London in Week 7 of the 2024 NFL season. Pats trying to get their second win. Of course, it won't be easy, but it definitely is possible, maybe even probable. Again, yours truly on Thursday predicted that the New England Patriots would fall to the Jaguars 24-20 this weekend. Of course, I was going off of the premise that Ramondre Stevenson would not be playing in this game. He very well may not, folks, but right now all signs look to be pointing to Ramondre getting the start here, or at least getting notable time. So in that vein, Murph, you have given us your monster keys to victory. You have outlined the game plan for the Patriots offensively. You've outlined their defensive strategy. Now it's time to put the cards on the table. If the New England Patriots are to be successful, what are the intangibles that need to happen, and how do you believe this one's going to shake out in Wembley Stadium?
This week, every week, those that follow and read along know that I cut my weekly keys. The weekly keys were so important this week that I put them right there at the top of my column. Playing with and controlling tempo. That's something that the Patriots are going to have to do. There's just been too much disparity in time of possession and in mixing up tempo on the offensive side of the ball, limiting the laundry. 50 yards given up, free yards last week. That was much better than the week before in against Miami, but still it's too much. The turnover battle, there were 17 points scored last week off of turnovers, folks. 17. Do the math, okay? 17 points taken away, and you add maybe 6 or 8 or 9 points on the other side, and there you go. But third down is has been the Achilles heel of this team, and I don't know how long. They were 3 of 13 last week on conversions, and it's no consolation that they were 2 for 2 on fourth down. That's just getting an extra chance. That's it. So we're talking 5 of 15. That's not going to get it done. And lastly, they've got to hit the red zone and hit it off. And the Texans were 3 for 3 in the red zone last week. 3 for 3. You can't have that. Make these guys settle. Okay. And the Pats got into the red zone last week once. I know I cut the key to extend the red zone, but you've still got to get down there. And this goes with tempo and time of possession, is being able to get down and run some clock inside and still score at the end of it. But no, I'm going to disagree with Michael. I think that this is definitely a very winnable game. And I think the Patriots, hold on to your seats, okay, are going to win this game 28-17.
Ooh, I like it. And I hope I'm wrong, folks. I really do. I hope Murph is right. I hope I am wrong. And believe me, I think there is a path to victory for the Patriots. You've outlined it very clearly. And I also think you've given us an awful lot of intangibles to look for on Sunday morning. And folks, I absolutely encourage you, in addition to this podcast, to go and check out Murph's written keys. The detail that he's shown this week is totally off the charts. I really mean that in the best possible way. Outdid himself as always. The Monster Keys are always the best read of the week, but this week he really took it to a new level. So be sure to check that out only on diehardbostonsportsfans.com. And of course, you can definitely catch Murph here on Monday, because we will be breaking all of this down. We'll be talking about the Monster Keys to victory, which were turned, which were not, and did the Pats leave London, England with a victory? Let us know what your game prediction is in the comments section below. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are on the Patriots' potential to beat the Jags this weekend. Bottom line, we are always honored and humbled to have the great Thomas Murphy with us each and every week. This week we had him twice, and who knows, maybe next week we'll go for 3 times, simply because we love absorbing his wisdom and counsel. Before I let you go, my friend, please let everyone know where they can reach out to you, interact with you, and what you got marinating in Murph's kitchen between now and kickoff, bud.
You can follow me on Zitter at TMurph207. Everything I'm writing, I'm doing some free agency stuff for MLB over there also right now. See what the Sox are up to this offseason, maybe a trade or two. And and of course, I'm back here once or twice a week. Mike can't keep me out. I'm humongous.
You know what? We just love absorbing the wisdom and counsel that Murph has, and he will continue to bring that each and every week here on Locked On Patriots. A tip of the cap, my friend, and thank you for all of your contributions to the show. And folks, we thank you, each and every one of you, for all of the support that you provide to Locked On Patriots, especially all of you everydayers out there making us your first listen. Folks, we couldn't do this show without you. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all of your support. And of course, don't forget, make your second listen our good friends over at Locked On NFL. All the major storylines across the NFL brought to you by our network of analysts that you can find only here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. But in the meantime, I encourage you to check out Murph's Monster Keys and also to enjoy Sunday morning's game. It's an early one, but still do it responsibly, and always stay locked into Locked On Patriots for all of your post-game needs. On behalf of my good friend Thomas Murphy, I'm Mike Debate, reminding you all to stay safe, to stay well, to be the change you wish to see in the world. Enjoy the game on Sunday, folks. Have a great one, and we'll see you back here again on Monday on Locked On Patriots.